Whoa, man. Here we go. So, my Vidavon order just came in, and I got something that is amazing. Shiny bouncer reel. Yeah, Paul King, you'll be seeing that soon, buddy. Look at this thing. Hopefully everything is looking okay. Hopefully my screen's all right. Look at this. The sides are billet aluminum. Billet 7075, I believe. Billet. Man, I mean, that's one piece, dude. Now, the cross braces, those are bolt in, but man, this thing is amazing. So, yeah, we got it. Something else I want to do. I'm probably going to put a brace across it, but yeah, this thing right here is beautiful, man. Look at that. Now, I've been working like an idiot trying to get this thing at least finger tight put together. Because I just opened this thing up. So, yeah. All right, Clayton, Paul, Marcus, what's up? Major, Chainsaw. What's up, buddy? Maryland, we got a couple inches of snow here, a mess. Man, I hope you guys are staying warm because the whole country's frozen. Not here, though. I think it was like 75 degrees and rain. This has been the wettest winter ever for us. What's up? You're looking great. Yes, sir. Ben, yeah, Needle Juice. What's up? Matt, my new stepside base camp will be here. Dude, nice. Cherry Pit. What's up? Enlighten. You like that, Enlighten? Yeah. I got something in for you, too. And it's blue to match that Raminator cage of yours. Yeah, I got some blue parts for you because I know you're going to want to match that thing up, right? But I got those in. Oh, you can't see it back there. Okay. Wait, well, let me show you guys this real quick because this is another one here. Is the microphone bad? 20 in the morning. What's up, Joe Girding? The cage is for SEX6 bouncer. Halfway to the Ram bouncer. Let me check this out right here. I thought it would be like showing up, but gotta get a hold of this thing. Another Ram bouncer. I've been working on that one, trying to get that one ready to go. Gotta order power system for it, motor, ESC, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll get with him tonight. I'll get a good picture, send it to him, say, dude, we need to order something. Now, I wouldn't dare say mine's underpowered, but the 1250 kV is plenty for these things. So I'm going to recommend him either go with a 1250 Max 5 or the 1100, which is a larger case motor. The 1250 is a 5690. The 1100 is a 56113. So I'm actually tempted to do the 113 size motor in mine as well. Yeah, I want to say hell froze over and I went mudding today, but I didn't want to trip any sensors or anything on YouTube or anything like that. But cage is orange. Buddy, there is no way I can do a bouncer on a giveaway. I can't. 20 inches of snow, now it's -5 degrees. KFX Matt. No, and I really need to do a G-Speed. I built like everything else, which brings me to a point and got my Deluxe Fab shocks in today. So with these, I can now complete and put back together Exo1, which will put me at 18 competition level crawlers. Yeah, 18 competition level crawlers. I'm putting them all up against each other in 3 groups of 6. So if I can find two more that I consider competition level around here, which I think I may have them, then I'll do like 4 groups of 5 or something. I don't know. Or 5 groups of 4. Not sure exactly, but we'll have to do the calculation on it. But I know I got 18, so that's going to be pretty darn awesome, man. And a Max 8 combo working an SEX6 bouncer. You know, I kind of think it would. They're not like I mean, heck, 6S in a regular SEX6 is amazing. So, but I'm not sure. I think it'll be fine, in all honesty. 20 minute 3 diffs. I got 35 kg profile servo. RC specialist. Man, I really like the diffs in the Rift, but they never held up for me. Now, on this bouncer right here, I have a set of Vidavon axle housings, okay? Complete, ready to go. I was building them for the Race 6, which I haven't been able to complete. I guess I'm going to put them on here, and they have the differentials in them. So this bouncer will have diffs. We'll see how they hold up. But I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one 1/8 powered, or at least something in the 2200 kV range, because I'm not planning to 8S it. I'm thinking 6S is all this thing's ever going to need. So 6S, and I got to go looking for wheels and tires too. Okay. Well, anyway, I think I got them. That right there. I want to keep that at 6S level. Creep 6 is in this because it's not yours yet, Clayton. Man, I don't know if I got it. Maybe that's it right there. No, that's the stance right there. But yeah, I like that Kleimenstein build. And those Amazon tires, man. Who'd have thought? Dude, Benjamin, I just saw that about maybe an hour ago. That is super cool. Maybe here in about 6 months they'll make it available to the public, because it's kind of like what they did with the hauler. So maybe they'll make it available to the public, man. That is super sweet from Traxxas. Never expected anything like that from them. Yes, I did. Why did Arthur put electronics up so high? Not 100% sure, but that's not to say that things can't be changed. I mean, I just got it, so I don't know. We're going to find out. LCG chassis proven awesome. Man, that Enjoy LCG chassis is amazing, isn't it? The new Sam truck is built off of that chassis, so I've got 2 of those chassis here. AGF 33 kg low profile servo, I haven't, but AGF makes some good stuff. Good stuff. These are the new Endura inserts. The red ones came in. And let me explain to you guys how I'm going to test these. I ordered all 3 sets. The red ones came in. I'm still waiting for the blue and the green. They're supposed to be the blue soft, the green medium, and the red hard, right? So the goal is to put all of, okay, 3 brand new sets of J Concepts megalithics and 3 identical wheels. There'll be different color wheels though. Got blue ones for the blue inserts, red ones for the red inserts, and as far as the green, I couldn't find the exact same wheel, so I got the silver, and I might just spray paint them. Just paint these things up green. This way, when I'm doing video, because the thing about video is it's got to be visual, okay? It has to be visual, right? So we'll visually be able to tell which insert is in what tire. Now, I've got this right here. I'm not going to be using this particular wheel because I've got 3 more sets of wheels on the 3 more sets of wheels on the way. But I've got them in one of the J Concepts tires right here. These are trio wheels, and they feel pretty darn good. I don't feel any side shift in them here. They could use a little bit more here, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Let's see if I can show you guys. A little bit right there. But regardless, I'm going to test them. 3 brand new sets of tires, 3 brand new wheels, and all 3 of these, or all 3 different stiffnesses. All right, let me see here. I'm going to use the AGF 1500. Let's see. When will we see a green SCX24 bouncer for the treetop? It's not going to be a SCX24, but I have already sent a TRX4M to Travis to get a cage made. We're going to get a TRX4M. Now, I've got the TRX4M Bronco with the Vidavon. That's going to go on it. However, I sent him the normal one with the normal width axles so he can build off of that. That way he's not building custom. So if you want one, you can say, hey, I need this, and he should have everything already set up for you. So I didn't send him anything special on that, just a regular normal TRX4M. You know, I've got some really good stuff from Endura. I've got an entire Endura truck actually as well. They really are. So now these right here, I do got to tell you, and I'll say this in the video when I get messing with it. Initially, they feel really stiff when you initially squeeze them. But once you get the curves in there, they seem to soften up. So we should be okay with these right here. But these are the stiff ones. So for your big heavy trucks, like this right here, I mean, I can squeeze it, obviously, but I think this will be way too stiff for my vehicles. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the blue and the green can do. So, nice wheels too. I just need either some blue and green versions of those, which I didn't see them, or something else. Trick Shotters, what's up? Should I get a DBXLE? Dude, the DBXLE is awesome. But when you start building it and modifying it and going crazy with it, it's extremely expensive. I have one that's about probably estimated around 5K that I've got into it. A lot. But you don't have to go that far. The number one thing that I had issues with the stock DBXLE were the stock bulkheads. And they are meant for the gas. So they don't hold the pinion gear as securely as what it needs to be. And it's like a clamshell diff case with 2 verticals on it. And it just flexes too much. So the number one thing to get for that is any kind of metal diff housing. Any kind. As long as it's metal, get it. I would recommend the full bulkheads by Vidavon, of course, but anything metal in there would help you out a lot. Endura mud tires are pretty awesome. And it says 1 a.m. in the Netherlands. Man, the Netherlands! RC Hobby, what's up? Thank you, buddy. Thank you, RC Hobby. Smelly Cat Gas. I really like that name. Skeletor, what do I think about open disc on an SCX6? If all you're going to do is general trail drive it, sure, it'll make things run nice and easy, smooth and all that. If you're going to specifically crawl with it, then no, don't do it. This right here is going to start out with the diffs. I'm not sure if the diffs are going to stay in it, but I really want to try the diffs in this thing. I'm kind of thinking it'll be good. Now, with this transmission that's in here, I may have to do overdrive in both axles because this transmission, unless he's got a different spur gear on this, a smaller spur gear to make it faster, it might be a little bit slow. Just a thought on that. So, and you can speed up by putting the overdrive gears front and back, but scratch that. You can't do that. Not with the differentials. They have their own ring of pinions. So no, you can't just simply swap ring of pinions on them. And I have no idea what ratio they are. Probably stock, I'd guess. Cardboard, what's up? Gumbo and Potato. RC Nixter, what's up? We need a Vidavon word counter for how often you say it. I try not to say it, but when the whole video is about Vidavon, I gotta say it. You know, it's kind of in there. Now, I got this. DX6C channel members, you guys have hopefully already seen this video. I'm a total noob to this radio, but I got to learn how to do it, and I just uploaded the drive video with this. It looks like my camera might be a little bit on the fuzzy side, but I just uploaded the video of me driving this and having to do this. Man, that was so weird having to drive two-handed. I got to come up with something for that. And they make some. But speaking of that, I've got my new Ender 3 printer. All right, so I got that. And I was talking with a buddy online, and I told him, I said, dude, while you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs, learn how to make stuff and print it. Then I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs thinking I should take my own advice, so I did. So I'm already designing things on my printer. These are not the final print pieces, but you're going to be seeing it. There's a one-handed steering wheel on Thingiverse. I will get that and print that. But what these are for, let me see if I can show you. They are for, yep. I got one in here. They're for the Vanquish VRDs. And they are a very specific mount. When I do these things, I'm doing them because I personally want them. So I'm going to set these up to where they're personally what I want to see in it. Not so much as just making parts for anything out there or whatever. No, they're parts for me, and I will put them for sale on the website. I'm waiting on some hardware to come in, but I'm waiting on some new straps as well. But this one right here, I've got to upload to channel members. This has these company things. This is a battery mount for the back. All right, now this mount is specifically meant for a competition battery. Now, I don't see one up here. It's specifically meant for a competition battery, like a 650 or 850. That's what this is meant for. It'll actually sit down in the chassis. Got your battery straps here. It's got a little groove on the back side. You can see that for the strap on the back side and everything. So I think I've got that design finalized because this one right here fit perfectly, done exactly what I needed. As soon as I get the hardware in, I will get those listed on the website and everything. But I've also got the shock loops from D's company on here. Testing them out along with the recovery strap that you're seeing me mess around with right here. That's the video that's going up for channel members tonight. So I've got that going on. I've also got a video I got to put up of this thing because I've got inserts in the front and regular foams in the rear. I'm kind of liking that setup on some of my stuff. So, and I got to put a sway bar on the back of Sam up there. We need a video. Let me see. There's a one-handed screw on Thingiverse, a DX6C. Bill Williams, how are you? What are you doing? So our inserts are J Concepts Rupture 19. I haven't put inserts in a Rupture 19, but different companies out there have inserts specifically for those tires. DX5C has the same body, correct. Scale interiors are great prints to make. See, Benjamin, I don't have the skills for that, honestly. I mean, I'm really surprised I was able to mess with this, and this took me like 2 days to make, okay? I mean, I'm on like a crash course, okay? I'm watching some videos on YouTube of how to do this and that and all that. So, and I'm using Tinkercad is what I'm using. So, some of the most incredible designs and print jobs I have ever seen is Rob from DSM Off-Road. Man, I look at his print jobs in a whole different light now. There is so much that you can mess up trying to do this. And he gets some of the most incredible prints, man. DSM Off-Road, man. That dude is really master. And he's self-taught. So that's even better, right? I'm actually turning on my fan, okay? Summertime is horrible down here. 13. I want a good RC, but they are so expensive. Well, an 11. Buddy, RCs are expensive. They really are. RCs are very expensive. Now, I'd say maybe try to find a deal on a used one, but man, a lot of times you get a used RC, it's beat to death, and you're going to end up with a basket case and so much of a mess. So, You got to figure out what you want as far as what you want to do with it. Because if you're just starting out, man, you got to have the vehicle, the charger, the battery, everything. And it's expensive to start out. Most of us are already established, so we have all the tools, everything that goes along with it, because they are machines and they have to be worked on. XX Max, been following your subscriber count lately. That channel is growing good. Chris Carter, yeah, I have had a little bit of a boost. Now, I know it's not going to happen because I'm not going to get this big of a boost, but I do think I told Clayton that if I hit 100K this year, I'll get a tattoo of Exocaged. I am a tattoo virgin. So, and I would video it. I'd probably cry. I don't know. Never had one. All right. So, but thank you, Benjamin. The Gorgon is affordable. You are correct. And it does come with a battery and a charger. And they're super tough. I didn't think about the Gorgon. What's up, RC Crawler? Exoplex open for Indiana boys to come crawl. Kelly Klein, bring it on, buddy. Yes, sir. It's wet back there right now, but supposed to be no rain for the rest of the week. And I'm hoping to host a race on Saturday and our Winter Series crawler competition on Sunday. Yeah. So, and I'm also working on building an event trailer. Something that I can haul to events. Not going to cause wind resistance. It should be perfect for what we're doing here. Very specific. I looked all over the place for a trailer, and they were all just wrong for what I wanted. So when I get this thing done, I'll actually do a video on it, and I'm going to have a very important question to ask you guys in that video. I'll go ahead and give you a question right now. Do I make it look good and tempt the thieves, or do I just leave it like plywood and make people think it's just a junk trailer with nothing of value inside? What do you think? Let me see. Somebody you must be ready to run. Great starter rig. Almost every Sunday. Tattoos don't hurt. They are extremely therapeutic. I've never even done acupuncture. Oh, granite grom. Speaking of granite grom, I've got granite grom axles. The new Vidavon axles right here for the Grom. So if you're breaking your axles, now these aren't the cups in the diff. These are just the axles out to the hubs. So we have granite Grom axle housings. I'll have these put up on the website. I'll get a picture of them and do all that stuff because I just opened this stuff up, man. But anyway, got this right here for that. I'm going to get myself a LMT. The 118, I got that on the way, and I think that was about it. Otherwise, just normal, basic, everyday RC stuff, right? But if you want, not that one, if you want a set of axles, I'm going to post my email up. Go ahead and get them to me. I'll get on them and get the prices and all that stuff taken care of. But I do have these. I think I've got 8 sets of these, I think. Maybe 6, I'm not sure. I forget what I was. My favorite 124 axle if I was building ground up. That would be the one that's on the Hard Park RC. Super 8, I believe is what they call it. Everyone, hey Mitchell, nice. You picked up the granite Grom. Yeah, I had the granite Grom. I did the mods and I raffled that dude off. So I might get another granite Grom just so I could, do cool things like this with it. How are them drive shafts and the rifts holding up? Oh, speaking of drive shafts, I think I've got 10 of these. These are the extended drive shafts for the long wheelbase rifts. Guys are extending out the fronts and the backs. So these are extended. These are 145 millimeters to 195 millimeters. Big, long rift drive shafts for the big stretch competition rifts is what that's for. That's another thing I got to get listed on the website. count 5. I'm going to order those soon. Might be able to afford the Vitiv on it. You should get your hands on a full-size granite. They are killer. Well, I've had the Centon and all that. That's kind of the same thing, right? Those are my top 3 thoughts on mullet style builds. Kelly, the mullet style build. Sam is a mullet style build. I love them. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to show you. I need taller Nerf bars for my max and taller Nerf bars. I don't get that one. Anybody ever try the complete metal axles from Enjoyer from TRX 4? Are you going to stretch out a rift? I'm not planning to stretch out a rift, but I know a lot of people have stretched rifts and they want the drive shafts. And you can also get them from Addictive RC, Travis Vance. I believe he's got some in stock as well. Let's go over Sam right here. What car is it for? Shiori, let me show you real quick, buddy. This is the new bouncer chassis kit for SCX6 by Vitiv. So it uses all SCX6, SCX6 axles and stuff. And of course I've got Vitiv housings and all that stuff as well. So yeah, this guy right here. This is billet. The sides are one piece. I mean, obviously the crossbars are, different, but all the sides, they are quite literally one piece. No welds. That is truly amazing work, man. And that was a big chunk of aluminum to cut all that out of it. So, and the skid for this is for this. It's not your normal skid. So, yeah, you got to have this skid for it. So, I will have another SCX6 bouncer soon. Roof skids. You're talking about the little things that go on the top over there, right? Mine doesn't even have any that I can tell. Side skirts that the body fit into. Oh, the side pieces. Your body keeps popping out of them. I've had that issue before. But okay. This is a mullet build. It's got a straight front axle. You can do them out of any axles, almost. Straight front axle and a portal rear. Now, this is my thoughts on the mullet style builds. On the front, you can position it anywhere you want because you have that thing called turn, right? So you can position this around. You can work around the diff and all that. Plus, you get a naturally lower center of gravity. Naturally, because everything is down, you're not talking portal with everything up. Now, on the back, you got the portal. The rear, generally speaking, follows the front. Generally speaking, sure, you can position it. You can kind of give it a little wiggle and bring it down, or sometimes even up if you do it right. But the rear kind of has to follow the front, especially through gates and stuff like that. With the rear being a portal, you don't have to worry about catching your diff on something. It just simply goes right over it. Especially if you got this right here up front. Boom, walk right through. And this particular setup has got 40% over or 40% underdrive. 375 to 1 gears right here. And the rear overall ratio is 5.25. I tempted to put the underdrive gears up front to bring it down a little bit. I think that would drop it to around 30% overdrive, but the transmission has dig on it. And the dig I've got working out pretty well since that first drive. But you can also see I've got the D's shock loops on the front. I was testing out some on the back, but the rears are coming off. Instead, I'm going to put a sway bar on the back of this thing. And I know it sounds crazy to put a sway bar on a crawler, but I've done it to a bunch of them, and it really seems to keep things stable, especially when you're climbing like this. And you got just a little bit of torque twist that's going to do like that right there, just a little bit of torque twist pulling over, that'll really upset the top of this thing and it can mess up your line. So I'm going to try to eliminate that. But if you choose the right sway bar, the right stiffness, you still get articulation, you still get all that stuff in there, but it forces the front to work a little bit more, especially when you're articulated, when you're climbing. And if you're on the bottom and you're trying to get up something, it can help keep the front flat on the ground versus allowing the front to torque twist. But mullet, portal rear, straight front. And these are not cheap axles on this thing. This is a Vidavon SCX Pro front end with a brass 500 servo by Reefs. And that's a F10 rear axle by Vanquish. The reason for the F10 and the metal axle housing is because you can flip the ring gear. If you notice, it's a low pinion back there. So with that being a low pinion, all my rotation is correct. If you have a high pinion back here, unless the ring gear is on the opposite side, like what's on a TRX4, you'll have opposite rotation, and that's not good. It can be fun sometimes, but it's not good. It's not effective for getting up stuff. In fact, I did that on the Raminator when I tested the SX6 transmission, had them rotate in opposite directions. So, yeah. All right, let me get back to you guys here. Thinking about going to braze up my own custom Exocaged. Good. Build it, dude. I'd like to see some Vidavon axles for the Red Cat Ascent. The Red Cat Ascent is really like we had a Red Cat Ascent out here this past Sunday, and man, he was going all over the place. Really set up nice. Really. But the Ascent is more like a budget crawler. Would you guys be willing to pay? Because you're probably talking, you could be talking as much as the truck for a set of Vidavon axle housings for that thing. If you're buying the Ascent, you're buying it for the $300 price tag, right? So you kind of want to keep that thing down. Are you willing to throw another $300 at it just to get axle housings? That would be the biggest issue. I mean, Arthur looks at all this stuff, and if there's a market for it, he'll do it. He has done different things, custom stuff, kind of like me. Raminator SCX6 transmission, he done that for me, and I had to beg for a long time to get that, to get a 10mm output for that thing. But yeah, finally did it, and now we got ram bouncers. RC Farm, what do you like better, Treel or Vidavon? Well, the answer to that is pretty easy. Vidavon, of course, but I do use Treel parts. So I'm not just Vidavon. I use Treel, Endura, all kinds of different companies. But I do generally go with Vidavon. And the thing about Vidavon is he doesn't just do one aspect. It's not like Vidavon is just about crawlers. No, crawlers, racers, bashers, the motorcycle. He does all kinds of things, and he covers a lot of different brands. So he's not just in one particular spot. And one thing about Vidavon, his shop is his shop. So he doesn't farm anything out anywhere. All his parts come from his shop and his employees. Not sure if you guys knew that or not, but yeah. Vidavon comes out of his own shop, his own machines. He sent me pictures of lathes and CNCs like you would not believe. I want to get my passport and go visit and all that, but this is an election year, and I'm already seeing all kinds of scare tactics with COVID and all that junk, so may not be able to make it. This is an election year, and we know how that goes around here. What did I pay for the Ram Bouncer frame? They are $1,200 a frame, a chassis. JT Stat, buddy, Vidavon dig unit. I've been trying. I cannot get him to do it. I've been trying because I would absolutely love to get a dig unit on his transmission right here. Absolutely would love to get that, but I cannot get him to make that. He knows exactly how to make it. I told him, I said, dude, just like the one that's on the back of like a Capra, a dig unit. That's all we need. I cannot get him to make that one, but I've been trying. I want to see M2C make stuff for the UDR. M2C is actually, I believe, in South Carolina. They're not that far from me, and neither is J Concepts. J Concepts is literally about 2.5 hours south of me. And J Concepts, whether you know this or not, all their bodies are formed here in the state of Florida. They're actually made here in America. IMX Swamp Kongs. I don't know about the Swamp Kongs. Would they take the abuse? Is Vidavon ever going to make a replacement parts for the TRX4 axles? He has TRX4 housings. He makes those. You're talking about like gears and stuff like that. I don't know that he has any interest in making the gears and stuff for those. And I saw that, Benjamin. It's like, here we go again. I was super excited to see that Vit did the TRX4M axles. Yes. Wish he did a laydown servo mount for it, though. I wonder, DSM has a laydown servo mount. I wonder if that'll fit. And I don't have that truck here because that truck is that addictive because I'm turning that one into a bouncer. Yep. When it gets back, I'm going to swap out. I'm going to try to find some motor with some real good power to it. Make it bounce. A little 1/18 bouncer that will bounce. Man, that's going to be hard to video. It'd be like trying to video a fly on speed. Would Avon have the transmission for the Ram bouncer on their sites? It's not, Nichols. The way I'm having to get these, or I'm having to order the transmission and then the conversion to go with it. All in all, it's around $360 a transmission. So, not cheap. But, pretty darn awesome. And if you ever want to put a 10 millimeter output on your SCX6 for some reason, it's available. Now, Shiori, you're talking about this cage for a Rift. It would not surprise me. It would not. I never expected this. Never expected it. It would not surprise. I believe he has the SCX6 now. Not the frame. I believe you can build an entire SCX6 out of all Vidavon parts now. Kind of like a Jeep, right? You build an entire Jeep and it's all Chevy. Now, there is something else that I'm seeing him get into. And this is pretty wild. Let me dig these up right here. All right, got these right here. I got all kinds of stuff over here on the table here. Let me see. Oh, I found my drink. What was the other part? Oh, yeah, right here. So, now this is something that I didn't expect from him as well. I mean, you guys know he's making tires now, right? These are for the Promoto. So, I've got a set of these, and I've got to get my Promoto ready to go to show these off because I've got the spoke wheels and everything with the street tires. So, I've got a lot of work to do on that one. But, this is not what I expected. I got a full body kit, Lexan body kit from Vidavon here for the bike. This was unexpected, but it's pretty neat. So I wonder what kind of bodies we can get out of Vidavon now. I mean, dude, he is expanding like crazy. Let me see here. What are your thoughts? Mid-Ohio RC. What are my thoughts on Kevin Talbot? Kevin Talbot's the king, dude. Not only has he got an unimaginable amount of energy, his edits are on point. The action is there. If you really want to see something durability tested, that's the guy to go to. There's a reason he's on top. He's good. He's good at the driving. He's good at the editing. He made a boat video good, okay? I've got zero traction when I make a boat video. I cannot do a boat video. And he made a boat video look good in like a muddy pond. Yeah. So, and he was talking about getting another monster truck built over here. And I told him, I said, dude, if you build a monster truck and it's over here in America and you're anywhere in the Southeast, you better let me know because I'm coming to visit. Simple as that. Nicholas, all right. All right, Nicholas. Yes, sir. What's the strongest filament for a 3D printer or a good one for strong parts? Buddy, for me, the strongest filament that I have is what I made this out of. And this was a failed print right here. What I'm working on, I don't have the radio here. I'm working on a thumb drive adapter for the Vanquish radio. This right here did not fit right, so it's all wasted. But this is a 20% carbon black filament. To me, for me, this right here seems to be about the best print that I can do. Now, this right here is a failed one. I've already redesigned everything on it. So, but like this right here needs to be up here and all kinds of things. But I am on a crash course with that Tinkercad. Only 2-speed is the FMX. The TRX4 front axle housing has a screw-on bracket. Chassis has no replacement part available. The TRX4 front axle housing has a screw-on bracket. Chassis to axle link. No replacement. Okay, I've never even heard of anybody needing that. It's clear so you can see all the Vidavon parts underneath. Talking about the body, I'll paint it. I don't know what color. I mean, I've also got a new suit for the guy. A new red suit for him. I picked that up at the local hobby shop. I got to be careful when I go in there. Because if I'm not careful, man, I'll walk out with, man, there's no telling. Last time I walked out with a granite Grom and like a couple $100 worth of other stuff. Need Vidavon to do some Raminator bodies beside the Ram. Dude, Nicholas, that would be a huge thing. And speaking of Raminator, 4 of these are gone. I think I got 10 of them. These are the new V3 servo arms. I got to send 4 of these to a guy. He ordered the wrong one, or he ordered them from me, but they didn't fit the HD arms like what's on the Gravedigger. These do. So I got to send him 4 of these. Rather than doing a refund or anything like that, he just simply sent it back to me and was willing to wait for me to get these in. So, yep, those will be sent to him. Those will go out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I would like to have some different bodies for the Raminator, though. Bamboo. Yeah, I just got the Creality one. Mid-High, does Vidavon make stuff for the Max or Sledge? Yes, sir. He pretty much makes everything for them. Everything. Chassis, bulkheads, ring of pinions, axles, everything. Okay. Will that housing that came from the Creep 6 work for it? Will that housing that came for the... Oh, yeah, it'll work. I haven't got anything put on there. What's up, B. Cockner? Addicted, what's up, buddy? Jacob Henson, you're going to get Vidavon stuff for PE. You get Vidavon stuff for PE. What is a PE? I don't P Vidavon. At least not yet. Brian Morrison, what's up? Just ordered some Vidavon parts from my Creighton EXB V2. Can't wait to put them on. Nice. I think I've got some EXB diffs and ring gears and stuff like that in online in the shop and on the website at least. Countless attempts to get in touch with them. Going to get some Vidavon for Promoto to sell. For the Promoto, I've got all I have right now are the crash plates, like the plate behind the steering wheel. I've got silver and black of those. You'll have to message me, Jacob, on that one. I don't have them listed on the website. But I already ordered the Taylor RC upgraded links. Yeah, I believe that these will fit those links. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have any Taylor upgrade links, but I believe these will fit that. I believe they've got the same rod end. As long as they've got the same rod end as the original one, these will fit. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Dude, those Endura boggers are amazing. Can't wait to get home my Promoto Vidavon wheel. Oh, did you get the spokes? Fly one? I got one number. I've lost count how many Vidavons. No stock, Benjamin. All right, so if you got the stock ones on the Raminator Gravedigger, I believe these will fit, Benjamin. Let's see here, Benjamin Massey V8. I'm looking for the stuff here. All right, so yeah, I think they will fit for that. So, but anyway, these I don't have listed yet. Once I get him taken care of, then I'll list what I have left. So when I get done with this live, I've got to go into and take care of all that. So I've got quite a few things I've got to list on the website as well. Oh, these are for Sean right there. These are SBR 2.0 knuckle or hubs and all that stuff. So got those on there. Both versions spent close to 450 in parts by accident. By accident. I've done that too, Fly One. By accident. Yep. You're talking about the new Traxxas 2.2 beadlocks? I just saw those. I think they're brand new, right? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in person. Am I getting another 3S Senton? I'm not really planning on it. I still see my old Senton almost every Sunday. Paul brings it by and drives it for me. Yeah. Man. Let me sell my bouncer parts. Oh, I've got different arms and all for your bouncer, buddy. I got those. Now, are you Enlightened? Now Enlightened has a blue ram bouncer that he's building. Been thinking twisting the Vidavon spline axles. You've been twisting the Vidavon spline axles in what? UDR? Or in what particular steel splined hubs? You're stripping them out? I don't know. Turtle, send me an email. Send me some pictures of that so I can forward it on to him. I think, see if I can, there we go. See if I can get my, there's my email. Send me some pictures of that. Is the SBR worth it if you've already got a UDR? Well, the number one thing is the SBR is not a UDR. It's way bigger, beefier, stronger, a lot heavier. As far as like scale driving, they both run really good, but I mean, it all depends on if you want something really big. Oh yeah, UDR rear axle. Let me go grab something I want to show Enlightened RC real quick. I believe I got a Vidavon rear axle housing for the UDR in stock. I believe. Give me just a second. Alright, got that. Got this. Let me grab parts. I've got parts everywhere. Alright, Enlightened RC, are you ready, buddy? Now, I have a green transmission in my Ram Bouncer. So, I got green beadlock rings to go with it to make it shine, right? So, I've got those. For the orange Ram Bouncer, I got an orange transmission right here. I got to do the conversion on it to the 10mm outputs and orange beadlock rings. These fit all your Raminator wheels, too. Which, that's what they're going on, right? And then for you, Enlightened RC, are you ready? a blue transmission. Got to do the conversion on this one as well. But blue ram bouncer transmission, buddy. And blue bead lock rings. You should be all set up, blue and silver, dude. So anyway, yeah, got all those going right there. Oh, man. I got way too much stuff. Way too much. All right, the carbon body. Now, that carbon body has really held up great. I mean, I've crashed it, done all kinds of things, and it's held up pretty darn good. I mean, for real, at least for me. RC crawler mine today. So much fun. Man, today was a rain day. I did get a chance to work on that event trailer that I was telling you guys about. So I'll get onto that. Hopefully, had to move the tail lights. I don't want to give any cop any chance or any reason to pull me over and rob me. So, yeah, I don't want any part of that. I mean, face it, all they want's our money. All right, so what are we doing here? I want to see some questions from you guys. Let's see what we got here. So we've went over Vidavon stuff, Endura stuff. We've talked about the mullet build right here. Ram bouncer stuff, motorbike stuff, Grom stuff, all kinds of stuff. You're right, Benjamin. 36 planes. See, I've got 2 planes. Yeah, 2 planes. Bashers, I'm not exactly sure how many I've got. Crawlers, 23, 24, somewhere around there. Direct drive stuff. How's the front suspension on the 2-wheel drive? I don't have it here. That whole 2-wheel drive conversion kit, it's neat, but as far as like being competitive, it's only competitive against its own kind. If that makes any sense at all. Man, it's weird because I cannot pin my own posts like I used to do. I can pin everybody else's, but I cannot pin my own posts. I don't have the little 3 dots to do that. That's weird. They changed that. Did my buddy get the mini LMT yet? No. I'm still waiting for him to get it so I can buy it off of him. Has mule deer been misinterpreted? A lot. RC Speedy chassis. I haven't seen that one. Can you put some Vidavon on Creep 6? I don't think Creep 6. I don't think there's any Vidavon that needs to go on that. For real. It would change the balance and stuff like that. It's not needed, buddy. What is the most common part I have broken on my Axial Rift? That would be the differential gears and the diffs when I had all that in there. The differential gears are number 1. When I did all the Vidavon stuff on it, almost nothing. The wheel hexes, I've got wheel hexes on the website, by the way. Wheel hexes, pinion bearings, stuff like that. ARM seen better. Mini E-Revo VXL. I've messed with the Mini E-Revo and I thought it was pretty neat, but it wasn't something that could get my click to buy, you know. House and Vidavon have upgrade parts for the Primal RC Challenger coming out in March. I do not know, but I do know I am on that list. So, and I was so happy to see that they must have caught some hell because they went through a redesign that put a real suspension on it, which is amazing. That car never should have been released, never should have had promo videos or anything with that junk they had on it to start with. So yeah, now they got a full suspension, which they should have had, which I like. And I got the electric roller, is what I ordered. And I actually ordered the orange one. I'm thinking about seeing if I could change that to the green one since I got so much green stuff going on right now. What foods I mixed that oddly tasted good? Well, that's actually a pretty decent one there. Regular potato chips and Chips Ahoy cookies. Yep. Element Ecto Black Edition, and it's awesome. All right, on the Element Ecto Black, what you need to do with that, go to A main and just get you some of the SSD brass knuckles. Put those on there. Possibly some shock bands. These company shock bands on the front. And pretty much pick your own electronics, tires, and stuff like that. You could do either the DSM or the scale metal garage, I think it is, scale metal parts, scale metal supplies, servo on axle mount for it, and just clean out the chassis up front where everything goes. Other than that, that truck is a really nice truck right out of the box. Benjamin Arlarlo has a new MT. Yes, I saw that. And they were talking about going 1/7 and 1/6 scale. You know, when I first got that first Arlarlo, am I getting a Terminator? Yeah. I thought, okay, just another Amazon brand. Gonna sell some cheap stuff and they might be good, who knows. But they're not. They're really going after this. And I found them on Facebook in their Facebook groups. Their admins and all are active, or at least they were when I checked on them. They were taking care of issues. The axle shafts have been upgraded like 3 or 4 different times. Send them out there. People start breaking them. They take care of the customer. I was really impressed with that. Really impressed. Man, Skitty, I'm telling you, I want to put the ram bouncer across the top of that ramp, the big ramp, but the suspension is just not ready yet. Just not ready yet. No bedhead. I wet it down and brushed it with one of those scrub brushes I have. Yep. SCX3, is it worth it putting time and money into setting up the 2-speed servo? I don't know. On the CJ7, it has dig, and I'm tempted to lock the dig in drive and put the servo for the 2-speed. Tempted to do that. I mean, the 2-speed is kind of close, but it's a little bit faster. A little bit. 70,000 subs. Joe will have to send the ram out the big ramp. I'm hoping by the time 70K subs gets here, I will have the suspension taken care of. So I could get that where it needs to be. I was trying to get the reservoirs, remote reservoirs, because I think that would help for what I'm doing. But Primal said that they're going to be discontinued. So I don't have the remote reservoir to work on. It's not work on scale metal supplies, yeah. To not work on breaking pistons. So how often do I allow people at the Exoplex? If I'm here, just let me know you're coming out and we can take care of that. But typically speaking, public openings are Sundays, sometimes Saturdays as well. I would have did the electric roller, but won't fit the Hobbywing 560 kV motor. Yeah, it's not meant for that. I mean, it's just 2-wheel drive. So for me, probably going to just put a Castle XLX and just a normal 56 kV motor, 56 millimeter diameter motor. It's just 2-wheel drive. So I don't really think it needs anything more than it. Now you can do the Hobbywing Max 5G2 with an 800 kV motor and put that on 12S. That would fit in it. Just something to think about. And if you have the 800 kV motor, you'll pick up a lot more RPMs than the 560. And it's less weight. So think about that one as well. Now, I've got the Max 5G2 and the 1250 on my Ram Bouncer, and it's holding up pretty well. So, I mean, I mean, heck, you could put that in there. I don't know. For me, I'm just probably just going to leave it as a 8S vehicle. However, if I do put the 800 kV in it hobbying system, it will be a Max 5 and it will get 12S. Just for video purposes. I'll probably just burn the rear tires off, ripping donuts or something, and then order some new tires and put it on the rack. Wow, which gear with the Creighton 8S Max 5 G2 800 kV 3939 1-to-1 is very common, and that runs pretty good. It should run pretty good on your system, right? Nathan Worth, you are correct, buddy. We got a good offer on CJ7. I wonder if I should buy it. Buy it AC my 15 truck or save up for SCX6. Man, the CJ7 is a beautiful scale vehicle. Mine is currently at Scalar Fab right now, getting a custom bumper to fit the RC 4-wheel drive 8274 winch, sliders, rear bumper, and stuff like that. So my CJ7 is currently in Colorado. Marcus, I don't know, buddy. I will tell you this, RC girl, she does really good at her editing. She's way better than I am on editing. Really. But the whole 67.5, let's bring that up to 100. We bring it up to 100, I got to get a tattoo. But I don't. It's not going to happen this year, though. At least not at the rate I'm going right now. You never know. RC girl seldom posts. Well, I can tell you this much right now. I don't think there's anybody else in the RC world online that puts out as much content as I do. Now, the last month or so, I've been heavily dealing with crawlers. And that's because we've had a really wet winter. And when the track dries out and I can get out there and really start going for it, then you'll see more basher stuff. But right now, it's such a mess out there. I mean, we're hoping to have a race this Saturday and a crawler event on Sunday. So maybe I'll at least have some race footage for you guys soon. I hope. Did they say why they were? See, that's the thing. The collector's edition came with them all 8. I want to get the reservoirs myself, but then they were talking about discontinuing them. And I know Arthur has a Raminator with the V3 shocks, so I put in a message to him to see if he can start making us some reservoirs. And if he makes us reservoirs, I'm going to tell him, dude, I want like large capacity reservoir. But the way it works, the way the reservoir works is you actually have a floating piston in there. You have the fluid on top and sometimes a spring or something on the bottom of the reservoir, the bottom of the piston. So as the shock compresses, all the displacement from the shock shaft and all that goes into the reservoir. Now, the way all that works is different than having a bladder like what's on the Raminator chassis. What's on the Raminator shocks as it is right now. So you're going to have enough reservoir to easily accommodate the displacement from the shock shaft. Now the V3 shock shafts, I'm getting all tongue-tied here, are 10 millimeters diameter. So they're beefy and they displace a lot of oil when you're looking at the capacity of the shock body versus the reservoir. So it all has to be done correctly. And then when you have all that fluid over into the reservoir, because you got to displace it, right? You still got to have room for the piston and the spring underneath it. So all that has to work together. Now, what was I going to say? The displacement. I lost train of thought. Well, anyway, you got to have enough reservoir to hold all that. Oh, if you don't have enough space in the top of the cap, either with the little diaphragm or whatever, you get what's called a hydrolock. And if you hydrolock it, the shock will go in and you hydrolock it. The shaft can't come in anymore. And with the stock Raminator, the way it's set up, when you jump it, there's so much force and there's so much fluid that has to get through the pistons that it almost creates a sort of a hydro lock because it can't get through the piston holes fast enough. And that's when you end up with busted pistons. Just like what I showed on the Ram Bouncer video. I busted both my rear pistons. So, and that was actually, those were actually box stock. Now I've got them drilled out at 3.8 millimeters. So, and I showed that the stock oil, the 100 CST oil, is not compatible with silicone oil. So my next job, since I don't have the reservoirs or anything like that to tune with or even try, I'm going to try some like 15 weight oil, 15 or 20 weight shock oil. I've got a whole bunch of real light CST oil. I'm kind of thinking, and this is an odd thing here, you generally you don't bust pistons and X Maxes and stuff like that. And those are large capacity shocks. I'm sorry I'm missing your comments, but I'm on a shock comment right now. So what I'm thinking is, if I change that oil out and I go to a normal silicone oil, really thin oil, that might give me the dampening that I need without virtually locking up, if that makes any sense. So I got to try some of that stuff like that. All right, Emax roll bar. I want to find them any good. Emax anti-roll bar. Emax, buddy, that's ancient. I have no idea where to take to go with that. Now I have the front, mid, and rear 200,000 or 2 million. Yeah, if your front is ballooning out way too much, it's your center diff. Thicken that one up. Your diffs out here at your front axle and rear axle, they don't affect that. Because everything, when you take off, your transfer goes to the back, right? So your back has all the weight on it. The front's lighter. Well, the transfer through the center diff with the thin oil or no oil at all, it just transfers everything to the front. This is why the front tires balloon so much. So in the race world, they run thin oils, but everything is such low center of gravity and all that, that it's an extremely important tuning thing to do for real racers. E-buggies, truggies, and different vehicles like that. They run like 7,000 or 8,000 diff oils in them things. All right, I'm putting a few more shorts and subscribers. I do need to do more shorts, I do. Do some videos where you beat the snot out of some older trucks and enjoy brakes. Well, I did that with the Gorgon. 2-speed for the axial bomber, 2-speed in Turkish for plenty of you're not. Okay. Getting fellows, Joe, put that 8270 for one time on my Jeep. I really like it. Yeah, which bumper did you put on there? I'm getting one custom made by Scalar Fab. I'm going to race the crawlers on Saturday. Hey, 4 make a class. We will race crawlers, dudes. We will race crawlers. Absolutely. Old guy restarting an RC is my question. Maybe a little dumb. Skitty? No, go for it, buddy. Enlighten. I think the reason I've done it. Reservoirs, okay. With the stock CX4 EX be able to hold. Yeah, the stock ESC for the TRX4 will run a Crawlmaster Expert. I highly recommend a 1080 Hobby Wing. V1 or V2, G1, G2, don't matter. Highly recommend that. Do I build front shocks different than rears? Kelly, it depends on the vehicle. Most of the time they're the same. Most of them. But some of them, like say a UDR or something like that, you're going to want different dampening front and back. Just because of the different angles, leverages, and all that wonderful stuff, different weight transfer and all that. Sometimes you do got to do it. It cannot compress the fluid past a certain point. It's trying to compress concrete. You got it right, Marcus. Top tier for is about 60 amp max from what I heard. Which diff silicone for the Creighton front, middle, and rear? On most of my basher trucks, the diff oils are stock. Sometimes I'll thicken up the center though. Generally speaking, I leave the axles alone. I don't really mess with them. That's an interesting stat, Addicted. I haven't checked that. I made 500,000 video views. Woo! That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Homemade fix for the X24 steering slop. Set of O-rings. Use 532 heat shrink. Does wonders. Speaking of O-rings, I'm going to be printing some out of TPU on my printer, waiting for it to come in. Now, Benjamin, you've got something. You got a thought here. 15 weight fork oil. That's interesting. That is interesting. Many, many moons ago, back when I was just a little RC guy, you know, we're talking like in the 90s, maybe the 80s, I tried something and it worked. I needed shock oil. I had nothing, so I filled them with water. Although it worked, man, the O-rings got so sticky, I had to fill it with WD-40 afterwards because I was just a kid. I didn't have any money for shock oil or any of that fancy stuff. Can't wait to see a new Vidavon bouncer belt. American, you hate you, buddy. I'm telling you what, man. Just came in today, dude. I can't wait to see it either. I got to power it correctly. I may have to pull power out of something else and try something. The way this transmission is, I'm thinking I'm going to need, I want to keep it 1/8 power. There's no reason to put a big, heavy 56 millimeter motor, although it will fit. You can fit the 70 millimeter motor in this thing, but no, that's not happening. I just want a 1/8 size motor. I mean, my other bouncer with the Travis Vance Addictive RC has got a Holmes 2100 kV 1/8 scale motor in that one, and it does perfectly fine. So I'm thinking a 1/8 scale in this. Now, the one thing about this is it uses mod 1.5s. When I've got a kit in there to put mod 1.5 spur gear and pinion gear on the sledge. In that kit, you get 3 adapters from 5 millimeters to 8 millimeters. So I can use an 8 millimeter pinion on a 5 millimeter shaft motor, which is what I'm going to have to do to make this work. Daniel, earplugs. Yes, I've done silicone earplugs in many center discs. Many of them. Shock absorber oil flows to a shock absorber system. If it's crucial wrong controlling damage. Correct, Torpedo. Is a BVC on a TRX4 worth it or just an upgrade to a Fusion Pro 23? Okay, TRX4 RC crawlers. If you have all the servos, all the diff locks, 2-speed, all that, those servos are only good to 6 volts. The receiver is only good at 6 volts. You can push the receiver a little bit, but the servos, they start getting funky acting even at 6.3, okay? So if you want to put a high voltage servo in there, and you have all those others, use a BEC and use a Holmes bypass plug. You can get it from Holmes Hobbies. They're already done for you. They're fairly cheap. And bypass the receiver. That way your servo is getting your 8.4 or 9 volts or whatever you're running to the servo. But your ESC and all the servos inside are getting 6 volts from the ESC. Okay, now if you have, like, say, a Sport that doesn't have any of those in there, and you have a GT5 radio or another radio with a high voltage receiver, then bump that voltage on up and go for it right out of the 2300. It should have plenty to handle that truck. Double A Day. This is the new Vidavon SCX6 bouncer chassis. Full billet aluminum. Now, the bars are obviously bolted in, but the cage side is solid billet aluminum. I got to take one side of this back off when I do the video. I mean, I have not done any videos at all yet. Man, this is going to be one insane thing. I've been on a bouncer kick lately, haven't I? Man. And green for some reason. At least this one's shiny, right? Let me see. Thicker diff oil results in more resistance, causing wheels to spin more evenly. Thinner oil allows more slip, promoting easier done. Torpedo is right again, 100%. Try cooking oil in some shocks. Man, the last time I messed with cooking oil, it was in a 7.3 diesel. And it was French fry oil. That exhaust smelled pretty good. I can totally see vegetable oil working. But I mean, it might affect the O-rings or something. I don't know. Skilcher, I don't know. I would love to see Traxxas come out with something to compete with the SCX6. I would love to see them come out with something to compete against the Rift. I would love to see that. I really would. But I've heard nothing. I have zero contacts with Traxxas. I've actually sent them emails about different things and nothing. They know who I am. Believe me. The one guy that I did know at Traxxas, he would message me and tell me, well, your video is circulating through the offices. Oh boy. Is it good or bad? And he usually said they were good. So I know they know who I am. But nah. Maybe one day. Big Kids RC. Fork oil is silicone and non-toxic. Mix it with silicone shock oil and it mixes together fine. All right, good deal, Benjamin. I know the stock Raminator oil does not mix well. It does not. More nicer than a Mars rover. Man, I tell you what, dude. That thing. Huh. How heavy is the Vidavon balancer cage? The cage itself is not heavy. It's really lightweight, honestly. I mean, I don't have my weigh scale in here, but this isn't too bad. The heaviest thing about this is the transmission. That is by far the heaviest part of this. The cage itself is really light. I'll put it on a weigh scale, though, for the video and everything. See, I'm thinking what I could do here is, because I know it was already mentioned about electronics and all that. I'm thinking I can do something down here for the electronics, at least get the ESC down here. Depending on the motor or the battery, could possibly even put the battery down here low as well. So, not exactly sure why everything is up top here. But, we'll see. I would say I can come up with something and print it, but I doubt my print job is going to survive what I'm going to put that through. That's going over the big ramp. King of the Hammer style SCX6 chassis. The axles that I'm putting on this have differentials in them. They were going to be on the Race 6. I've got a Proline body for it and everything, but just got busy with everything else, buddy. Tony Thompson, what's up? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. I wonder if that capo will hold up. I've never had a capo. There are only 3 people that haven't hit the like button. You know who you are. I see 101 of you wonderful guys and 98 likes. See, now, Bo Duke, when you talk, nice name, dude. If you look at that car for what it is, dude, it's pretty awesome. And obviously, I don't have one. I can't afford Snap-on. I mean, come on, dude. But dude, it's a really neat direction and something completely new from Traxxas. So what I'm getting out of this is that they are working on new stuff. I mean, it looks pretty good from the pictures I saw. I'm sure we'll see more of it. I'm going to do something with the new G-Made Spider. Okay, so the G-Made Spider is released. I got to try to get one ordered. I don't even know how much they are. Did anyone catch the FMS model short video? I didn't see that one. Does my upper link ends rub the chassis on my VRDs? Upper link ends, front or rear? This is the carbon version right here. Do my link ends rub the chassis? You're talking about like the front or rear? If you're talking about like, say, right there, it does look like it's touching a little bit. But I've never had what I would think. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. If you want to put one of the little 3mm bolt washer under it, just bring it out, sure. But I haven't had what I would say was an issue with it. It doesn't seem to affect anything. But put your little bolt washer underneath there to space that out a little bit. That looks about like all it would need to clear that. Woo! I almost missed my chair. I almost saw a fat guy go through the floor. Trust Capo over the North Sea 4-wheel drive. I kind of gotta agree. I mean, so those oval cars are popular where I live. They race oval almost every weekend. What's on road chassis rails? I'm saying America. The G-Mate Spider is just a GS02F with portals and a slight longer wheelbase. And $369 for the kit. That does seem like it should drop another $100, doesn't it? I mean, G-Mate, they aren't really known for having high-end stuff, or do they? At least not in my opinion. Do you see Enduro producing an LCG frame for Traxxas High Trail in the future? VB, you want to see a low center of gravity chassis for a Traxxas High Trail? That seems to be defeating the purpose. I mean, the High Trail is a tall vehicle. I mean, I don't see a need for anything like that. If you want an LCG, then you build an LCG vehicle that's nice and low, right? Do it. Does that mean it popular? True. Hitting hard, just see the marks of them touching. See, I haven't noticed any negative issues or anything binding at all on it. See, now I would like to have the RC 4-wheel drive Pro 4 truck. I would like to have that, but mostly it will be something for the shelf. And I'm running out of shelf space, so I'm passing on it. Will Traxxas release anything new? They're falling behind big time in the RC world. Clayton, I have no idea. But seeing the new leaf sprung 2-wheel drive car, that's promising. That they are, in fact, working on new stuff. That's promising. And it's a complete departure. It's not a slash or anything like that. Because when I saw the pictures, I immediately started looking for a slash rear end or a bandit rear end. Something like that. But it's not. So it's really a nice departure from them to see something new like that. Lighter frame. But, I mean, if you have a high trail or jacked up tall, I mean, they're going to fall over. I would say just try to get, see if there's a carbon chassis from any manufacturer. That should do you. That should get you taken care of. The best shocks for axial Capra, 4-wheel steer. I don't know. I just always use the stock ones. I think I did change them out though. Maybe to a 90 millimeter shock. I think, can't think of the name. I think it's Pitbull. The Chronic shocks. They have 4 O-rings. Those are nice shocks. I have a set of them somewhere, and I've been wanting to get them, but I can't find them. I've got a set here. I've had them. I've had the Chronic shocks here since the last USTE, and I put them up somewhere. I put them up someplace really good because not even I can find them. Okay, so the Buffalo does good. More of a basher company with, you know, saying Traxxas is more of a basher company, man. I remember when they had the Blue Eagle, out, and that was a really nice high-end race truck for its day, the Blue Eagle, then the Blue Eagle LS, the Hawk, and then I think they started going more basher when they came out with the Sledgehammer and all that, but I mean, people race them, but a slash is a slash, no matter what. What's the new Traxxas I'm out anywhere? The new Traxxas is a limited special edition for that tool company, Snap-on. See, I'm not a fan of desert lizards, and I would never put a desert lizard on my truck. Looking at Clayton recommending desert lizards. Somebody watch a Harley design skill news update. It's a snap-on, only 1920, hard to find pick. Picks a new track, says VB. Take a look at a brazen scale. Brazen scale probably has a chassis that'll work for you. All right. Whew. Man, I finally caught up. Man, you guys had me talking like crazy. Man. All right, so now that I've caught up, Lervis, how is retirement? It has not been retirement. It has not been. I am busier than ever. Now, for some reason, last night I was editing. Now, check today's Mudbog video, right? Last night I was editing. Laid down because I edit on my phone, right? So I was laying down editing, and dude, I completely fell asleep. It was like 1:30 or something at night. For some crazy reason, I popped my eyes open at about 3 o'clock. I'm like, what the heck happened? And then, then I decided, oh, I got to make a thumbnail. So I made the thumbnail for today's video. And then, okay, the heck with it. And I just went back to sleep. Then I remember waking up about 8 o'clock. It was raining outside. I'm like, well, it's raining outside. I can't go do any videos outside or anything. So I'll just lay here. And dudes, I didn't get out of bed till 11 o'clock today. 11 o'clock. Like, so I am wide awake right now. Tonight's going to be a late night. Especially with this thing. But I got, yeah. I will tell you guys, just when you think we can't go any more with RC, it just keeps progressing. And it's not slowing down. It's not. Huh. Thank you, Lervis. Appreciate that. FMS putting in work. Track says changing colors and downgrading brushes. Yeah, speaking of the brush system, I have zero desire to get that 2S vehicle. Zero. It's like, I don't want that. See, the thing about the desert lizards is I'm just not, I've got a set of desert lizards over there. I'm just not a fan of the internal springs. I like the external springs. Yeah, I used to have an iPad and I tried that, but I mean, really, no kidding. I drive like this, record like this, edit like this, while I'm eating chips like that. So, but anyways, I mean, I've been editing on the phone for so long, it's just second nature now. Lervis, I have a lot of toys. I gotta add them up again. I had a miscount on the last one at 116. I think I'm possibly at 120 now. Maybe. I think this made 120. I think. I'm not sure. But now I have two SCX6 bouncers. Man. If I ever, and I hope I never do, but if I ever come into hard times, there are going to be some insane RC vehicles up for sale. Insane RC vehicles. Nothing I have is stock. Everything is modified. Probably 120, and I would probably say the average invested in each one, average is probably, oh heck, I don't know. I'm gonna go on the low end and say average $1,000. I'm gonna say average. I got some that are way under that, but I've got some like the Raminator, which could be upwards of 10,000 at this point. The the Ram Bouncer is about 5. Um, the Vitavant X Max is 45. The DBXLE, which is up there, is probably around 45. Probably about 2 in this one. That right there, just to get the thing, and I bought it used from a buddy of mine, was 1,000. Probably got another 1,000 in it. Man, it's ridiculous. With today's editing tools, you can get the same app you use on your phone. Oh, for sure. But I rarely have Cheetos. My favorite chip is Doritos, though. That's my favorite chip. Did I? Maybe it's not up yet. Maybe I got to upload it. Did I get the video up where I was talking about Doritos at the very end? Channel members, maybe you guys saw that. I'm not sure if it's up yet, but when I was at my work, I came across the holy grail of Dorito chips, man. I'll find a picture for you guys because this is amazing. I found the holy grail of nacho cheese chips. And if any of you on here work at Doritos or Lay's or wherever it is, and you can get me this, I need it. Now, picture is not the best in the world, but that right there is nacho cheese. That big chicken nugget looking clump was nothing but nacho cheese. Dude, it was such a strong cheese. It took me like 2 hours to eat it, but I ate the whole thing. It was amazing. Ah. I could do that with the Jeg Stinger. Dude, I've got a poised chassis. I've got the poised chassis over there. It's over there on the bench. And I've got enough axle. I think I may have told you guys this on the last live. But I need to sit down and see if I can put together Scrappy. That's my idea for this build. But basically, build a whole crawler, competition style, out of the poised. And then build it for the raffle. To see if anybody would be interested in that. After July, did you end up getting a point? Yes. My guy has over 100. He has 18 X Maxes. See, I have no need for 18 X Maxes. I've got 3, and that's plenty. Push too much more shelf queens. How's your track? The track is currently wet. Probably, see, today's Tuesday. Holy crap. All right. Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to rearrange it. I'm going to take the figure 8 out because, man, apparently turning left is an issue. As you come around because of the figure 8 thing, apparently turning left doesn't work out, and I've got 2 holes in my wall now. So I've got to take that out. I mean, turning left seems to be a problem. So anyway, take that out to hopefully stop new holes in the wall because you'll be coming down it like this. So try to alleviate the damage to my wall. I did for channel members. Let me see here. You did for channel members. I 126 crawlers. I didn't get all up. RC Adventures. I got a question. Well, alrighty. Solid block of nacho cheese. Yes. Mojave. Yes, you did. Okay. Oh, I did. Okay. I did for channel. Okay. So yeah, that video's up there. A big nugget of cheese. Man, if anybody here works for Doritos and can get me like a block of this, man, I would totally order that. Absolute tank. Getting the laser nut or tenacity. I see I'm picking from. Well, they fixed the laser nut, the bearing issue that they first came out with. So there are a lot of guys that really like the laser nut for the U4 style racing and stuff. So all I know is that I think I don't know. I've got a laser nut and it's all fixed up now, but I'm not sure about that one. Now, Hux RC, Lay's with French onion dip. Dude, that French onion dip works with Doritos as well. Nacho cheese? Yes, it does. Scratch build, raffle one of my X. Well, one of my X Maxes, like this one up here, would have to be insane raffle. And then I've got the orange one right there. Underneath it is a one with a black body on it. And the one with the black body currently has no motor or ESC in it because I'm about to put something special in there. Warning with the Centon, it does like the parachute at high speed. Oh, yes, it does. That Centon it app, man, I went through all that trying to get that. I got videos of it. I was duct taping the front of it, and I made some progress. So I ordered those inner fenders, thinking, okay, that would also do what I just did, you know, as far as keeping the air out. No. And dude, inner fenders, they didn't even really keep the chassis clean. It was still plastered in there. My track is just a sand track, so. Watch NASCAR, those guys are supposed to only turn left to somehow still find a way to turn right. Yeah, they do. Get a bunch of stuff when I pick up, deliver them, and maybe build some custom bashers as well in a raffle. I mean, the only basher that I have that I would raffle off is a really crazy, it wouldn't be good. The Traxxas Max. But it's got a lot of Vidavon on it, man. Dude, tusks are nice. I have a Nitro Road King, but I haven't messed with it. Nitro for chest pain. Nitro the X Max. No way. You could raffle the VRD or just sell it to you. I like my VRDs, buddy. I broke my Rift axle. I went to Pegasus Hobbies, and they had the update axle and didn't know the axle. Yeah, RC Specialist. Yeah, on my vehicle race camp, it's got plastic axle housings on it. I do believe the front one is bent a little bit as far as the plastic, but I drive it like an idiot anyway. So, but they haven't broken yet. I haven't actually broke them. Yeah. Yeah, I tried all kinds of stuff to stop that parachuting, and yeah, it just does. Now, the Team Associated truck that I've got, the Pro 4, that one, it doesn't parachute. If anything, it goes nose down. Completely different truck. Like with the Associated, full throttle across the jumps, at least here, and it flat or nose down every time. Totally different trucks. Let me see, Joe, time to bust it out again. Man, the weather's been just horrible here. Maybe if I get nice dry weather, I might try it out. Toya 20. I have a gas engine here somewhere. So, anyways, all right. So we got 20 minutes to go. We might as well milk this thing out and get it all the way, right? But I do want to get these on my XO1 tonight. I got to get Vidavon parts listed on the website tonight. I want to get started on this tonight. Man, I've got this here. I wanted the straight links because of being bouncer. But I ended up getting the bent links. Not sure if the bent links are going to be what's needed though. Got the top links right here to go with it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You got to ship a few orders out, all that wonderful stuff. So it's going to be a late night. It's a good thing I slept till 11 o'clock today, huh? Ooh, the SC8E. I had that truck. That thing was awesome, especially for its day. But now we have the Mojave. So now we got the Mojave, it just kind of dwarfs the SC8E. Jumping down was choking out from all the dirt loading the filter so fast. Yeah, dude, it's rough out here on nitros. I don't know if I'll do an all-nighter on it, but I know I got a bunch of stuff to get taken care of as soon as we finish this up. So once I get those finished up, then I'll be able to get it. Wow, very rigid. Now, my other SCX6 bouncer has rear steered. This one won't. This will be just normal straight. So I think I've got a servo in there. I'm not sure how I'm going to power it though. I got a Castle. I got a few Castle ESCs in the bin. Might go with that. I would like to get the ESCs down though. But we'll have to see how everything fits on here. As far as all the links, the clearances, compression, all that stuff. You got to get all that stuff figured out. And then we'll see where I can go with electronics and stuff like that. The motor's going to fit right in here. Nice. Let me see here. Let me go grab a motor real quick. Get that out of the way. There we go. Let's see. All right, this motor right here, and this motor right here. All right, here we go. We got these motors right here. All right, we'll go this right here. Had to go to my motor bin and pull out some motors here. All right, this is a normal 2028 size motor right here. Holy crap. Look at that. Oh my God. This should be illegal. Wow. Okay. That was a 2028 size motor. This is a 1717 size motor here. This is a 1260 kV, so this is probably not fast enough. Might be. So the 1717 size motor, that is actually pretty nice in here, isn't it? It's only 1250 kV though. All right. And then here we have and this is a 70 millimeter motor I bought off of eBay years ago, and I've literally run it one time in that before I switched out to the Hobby Wing. This is a 650 kV motor. I think technically it's only listed to 8S. I'm not sure, but it'll take 12S, I'm sure. Or it'll come apart. Will this thing actually fit under the braces? Jeez, like a 4-pound motor. Let me see. It'll be close. How's that for a motor? Holy crap. That's amazing. Oh man. I tell you, I like this size right here though. The 1717 size. It's censored. I've got a Castle ESC. I think I've got a 8S ESC in there too. But I prefer the Monster X ESC. It has a better, it doesn't catch when you're letting off the throttle. That fits good. I think this is the best size. I don't have a 1/8 scale motor here. I got one in the other room, but the 1/8 scale is a little bit smaller than that though. Oh, man. Dude. This monster here, the regular 2028 size. Tell me that don't look awesome in there. Look at that thing. Oh. That's too much motor for this though. Way too much. Wow. Okay. I'm going to be working on that tonight. Oh my goodness. All right. That black motor looks right. This is a 1717 size. I got to go find my 1/8 scale motor. This is a 540 right here. I got another motor bin up there. That's a 540. This is a 1717 size motor. Look at that difference there. And then you got the 7125 motor. So this is your 540, that what you typically see in your crawlers and most stuff. Look at that. Look at that. That is a monster, though. 607. I would have to do like 12S on this thing. No. None of that vehicle will take 12S. The transmission will. Oh my goodness. Road King, buddy. I got too much. Paul King, dude, seeing these big motors in this thing, man, is awesome, isn't it? No. You need a brace around that motor. Speaking of brace, these transmissions actually come with a brace for the SCX6. Just so you know. Speaking of braces, I'm thinking a 2050 or 2200 kV 1/8 scale motor should be more than enough, man. More than enough. 16S Liner and Raminator, nah, I'm fine with what I got. I was watching a new video on the Arlarla MX-07. Man, I haven't seen that one yet. Too much, yeah. I mean, now, I think it's too cold outside. Yeah. Man, tent scale is where it's at, buddy. I love the tent scale stuff. There's so much for tent scale. All right, so we got 13 minutes. MX-07. I got to find that. I haven't seen it yet. I don't have the 1.0 megalithics coming out, but I do know about them, yes. Cardboard caught that one. Can't wait to see that done. It'll have SCX6 tires on it. It'll have that. Because by the time you put the axles and all on there, it's going to be crazy. I got a set of axles that I don't really want to use on it, though. It would probably turn it into more of a bouncer. Not a bouncer, more of a crawler. I'll go get them, though. Hang on. I'll go get them. Hang on. Let me see. I got one out here. See, I have a set of these, and these are pretty neat axles. These would work. I just don't know that I want to put portals on it. I just don't know that I want to put portals on it. If I put the portals on it, then it'll be more like a crawler, per se. And I believe both my portals like this have steering on them, so I would have to get more Beast 2000s. I mean, this is a center drive line on this one, which would work because this transmission got a center drive line output. I'm not sure where the axle is going to sit. Don't know. We'll find out when I get everything assembled, get the shocks on it and stuff. These right here, I got these because I wanted to do a monster truck out of these. That's what I wanted to do out of these right here. Still might. But we'll have to see how it all ends up. The body that I found that would work for this is the Traxxas Raptor body. It's actually a pretty decent body. Basically, I'd have to get the Raptor body and send these axles. I will send them right to Travis Vance at Addictive RC and get him to build me a full monster truck chassis, everything, and get these put on it. Which I think will be phenomenal. With the new Raptor body, the new Slash Raptor, I think that'll be about the perfect width, everything. So, I don't know. Something on my mind. Maybe this year I'll get all that and send it to Travis and let him build me something wild. It would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Monster truck out of these. Oh, find a place to put that axle for a little bit here. I'm not sure when Paul was on this skill new. Where did you get it from? Andrew didn't think it was about one time. Senton parachuting up a fly through an abandoned building window at max speed. Well, that's a lot of parachuting there. American buddy, I doubt it. I doubt it. Did you see the size comparison video? I mean, I like the go-kart tires and all, like what Sparks has done. I really like that, but I don't think they're for what I need. They're both on J Concept site to order now. 57 or 63. Needs trailing arms for a bouncer. And yeah, I mentioned that to Arthur, and he said that trailing arms is something that can happen in the future. But unfortunately, not this particular one. IMX 8.5 Jumbo Kong tires on the Ram Bouncer. That's not enough, buddy. Not even close to enough. Running how you like it compared to DB. Steve N. The 5B, yep, it's back here. And when it runs, dude, it'll eat the DBXL's lunch. It is amazing. Frankie Maybe, what's up? Why run the portals on a monster truck? Well, see, the thing about it is the portals, I've got a set of wheels that cover the portals. So you wouldn't really see the portals hanging out looking all ugly and stuff. So, and they add 18 millimeters, so with the right offset, you could keep your wheel scrub down, which is better or less leverage against the servo. So at least that's what was on my mind. I know you said you were going to put your big ramp together. My big ramp? It is together. It's back there. Yeah, we hit that all the time. The jumbo Kong tires are big. They're not big enough, American. I'm sorry, buddy. They are just not big enough for that. And even if I did get them to put on somehow the 24 millimeter hexes, I really don't think they're strong enough to hold up to the abuse from that thing. You're talking 75 pounds and a lot of power. Oh, Smelly, if I had one option, either crawlers or bashers, I would choose crawlers. Well, I'm working on something with these Ram. I've actually asked a couple tire manufacturers to build us a set of swampers for like the Raminator, the Ram Balancer type stuff, or their Ram Mega. The tire molds are too expensive to build and be profitable. So, I mean, would they sell? Sure, but would they be able to at least break even on them? You'd have to. I can't imagine the cost of a mold of a 12-inch tire. You know, I can't imagine the cost of that. I know some tires are really expensive as far as the molds and all that. Bust nut, you finally made it. My favorite KV for a crawler is somewhere, actually probably just go ahead and say I believe the Fusion 2300. 2000 to 2300 seems to be a really nice KV for my crawlers. I like the 1800s, but it's vehicle dependent on what the 1800 goes in. Right. See, Benjamin, they are expensive molds. So I would love, man, could you imagine the Ram Bouncer with a big old set of swampers on it? Man, that would be like perfect, dude. I need SEX 6-size boggers for a special project. Do they make boggers for SEX 6? The Baja Pro X tires for SEX 6 are amazing. I haven't even got them yet. Marcus, man, Hobbywing needs a Fusion 4S setup. They really do. And on their new 1080 G2, they really should have made that 4S capable as well. They kind of dropped the ball there, you know. I'd really like to see a G2 1080 that can take 4S, because you could run something like a slower turn, or numerically higher turn, lower RPM brushed motor. And with a higher voltage, you can pick up more torque. Now, speaking with motors and torques, the whole thing about, oh, lower kV, more torque, that's kind of a bunch of BS, honestly. With the brushless motors, size is everything. The length of the rotor, the magnet structure, and the power of the windings. Usually, like when it comes to this right here, this is an 800 kV. To me, this is a good, efficient, mild motor. It's wild, don't get me wrong, but it's a mild motor as compared to the 1100 of the same exact size. The 1100 pulls way more amps. I mean, this right here is like a Hyundai Accent, and the 1100 would be like a diesel. A little bit more RPM with the 1100, yes, but man, they pull a lot more amps than what this one does. And it's kind of the same way. As far as the overall torque, though, they're about the same. So, I mean, when you look at brushless motors, rules change. When it comes to like 3-slot brush motors and the 540 size, 27 turn is the golden number. When it comes to 3-slot 550 size, 21 turn is the golden number. And I've got videos on this where Holmes actually stood up there and explained all that. So when it comes to brushless, those rules change. Those rules change a lot with brushes, because now you're talking kilovolts and stuff like that. As where the neodymium and the rotor, the windings, the space between the windings, all that play a huge role in it. Same with brush motors as well. So just kind of one of those things. 100 amp Fusion, 4S Fusion, 10 millimeters longer. Well, you go 10 millimeters longer on the Fusion, it's going to be too long to fit a lot of places. Like, you won't fit any of the VRDs 10 millimeters longer. So I'd rather keep it the same diameter. I would. Or the same length. See, the Fusion, when you cut it open, you got the ESC board in there. You got all these electronics inside of it. So yeah, it is a little bit smaller on the inside. I think the diameter is still 540 size, but it's a lot shorter versus having a longer rotor in it. So the longer the rotor, the more torque. The larger the diameter rotor, the more torque. Peace be upon you, and cheese and crisp. Holy cow. Man, all right, so we're about to wrap this up, guys. Chris Wagner, you showed up just in time. Check myself in the hospital. I think diabetes. Bust nut, there's a lot of something going around. Just keep in mind, this is an election year, so get ready for all kinds of new Ronas and whatever they can throw out at us. So, all right, Enlightened, catch you later. Chris Wagner, Happy New Year to you, buddy. Are there any blue carbon fiber chassis rails for sale other than Speed? Not that I know of. Broke one in my F10 housing. Good to see everybody. Take care. Yes, sir. Big quiz. All right. Turtle, RC American. All right, guys. Catch you guys later. Great live. You guys really had me going this time. So, one last look at this beast right here. I got to get this put together tonight. But first, I got other things to take care of. And then I get building. All right, guys. Catch you later. Have a great one.